Welcome to Chasing Curiosity TV. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The air was thick with salt and tension, as if the sea itself was holding its breath, waiting for what would unfold. It was just another Tuesday, September 23, 2025. But for those on the water, it felt like the world was watching, the date etched in memory. But this was no ordinary day in the West Philippine Sea. The horizon was alive with movement, and every wave seemed to carry a message of challenge and resolve. A Philippine Coast Guard vessel, the BRP Teresa Magbanua, was holding its position, unwavering in the face of uncertainty. Chinese vessels swarmed nearby, their gray hulls a familiar, menacing sight. They loomed like shadows, reminders of the ongoing struggle for control. Yet the white ship of the Philippines remained, a beacon of defiance against a giant. Its presence was a statement, a refusal to be intimidated. This was more than a routine patrol. This was a declaration, a message to the world that the Philippines would not back down. The Philippines had learned hard lessons from the past. Each confrontation had shaped its resolve, forging a spirit that could not be easily broken. It knew that headlines could be weapons, shaping perceptions and influencing the tides of international opinion. The mission was not just about asserting sovereignty over a submerged reef. It was about standing up for national dignity and the rights of future generations. It was about rewriting a narrative of retreat, turning the page to a story of courage and determination. Today, a new chapter was being written. The sun rose on a day that would be remembered for its quiet heroism. The world was watching, and the Philippines was ready for the spotlight. Every move was being recorded, every decision scrutinized. On one side, the colossal maritime force of the People's Republic of China, a display of power and intimidation. On the other, a single, determined vessel from the Philippine archipelago, standing firm in the face of overwhelming odds. The BRP Teresa Magbanua was outgunned and outnumbered, but its spirit was undiminished. But it possessed something the other side could not easily counter: legitimate right, and a clear, unwavering mandate, rooted in international law and national pride. Its crew knew their mission. They had trained for this moment, prepared for every possibility. They were there to stay. The tension was palpable, every heartbeat echoing the gravity of the situation. Radio warnings crackled back and forth, voices tense but controlled, each word carrying the weight of national interest. The Chinese ships performed aggressive maneuvers, cutting close to the Philippine vessel, testing its resolve and discipline. But the BRP Teresa Magbanua held its course, refusing to yield an inch of water or principle. Its captain and crew remained calm, professional and steadfast, embodying the quiet strength of their nation. This was not a battle of cannons. It was a battle of wills, a test of endurance, resolve, and the unbreakable spirit of those who call these waters home. Escoda Shoal, known internationally as Sabina Shoal, is not a dramatic island. From above, it appears almost unremarkable, a mere speck in the vast expanse of the West Philippine Sea, often overlooked by those unfamiliar with its significance. It is a low-lying atoll, a collection of reefs and sandbars that barely break the surface of the water at high tide. At certain times, the entire formation seems to vanish beneath the waves, only to reappear as the tide recedes, revealing its fragile beauty and vulnerability. But in the complex geopolitics of the South China Sea, Escoda is a critical strategic point. Its location places it at the heart of a maritime chessboard, where every move is closely watched by regional powers. It sits northeast of the contested Spratly Islands and serves as a gateway to Recto Bank, an area rich in oil and natural gas reserves. Whoever controls Escoda Shoal holds a key to these valuable resources, making it a focal point for both economic and military interests. Controlling Escoda means controlling access. It is a choke point, a gatekeeper to the riches beneath the sea and the freedom to navigate these waters. For the Philippines, Escoda Shoal is a vital part of its exclusive economic zone. It represents not just territory, but national pride and the right to self-determination in its own waters. The shoal is a traditional fishing ground for Filipino fishermen. For generations, these waters have provided food and livelihood, forming an essential part of coastal communities' way of life. For China, however, Escoda is a target. Its strategic location makes it a prize in the ongoing contest for dominance in the region. By establishing a presence there, China can effectively choke off Filipino access to their own resources. This presence is not just symbolic, it has real consequences for those who depend on the sea. The strategic value of Escoda cannot be overstated. It is a flashpoint, a place where the ambitions of nations collide and the future of the region is quietly contested. The Philippine mission to maintain a presence at Escoda is therefore a defensive necessity. It is a daily act of vigilance, a demonstration of resolve in the face of constant pressure. It is about keeping the sea lanes open and free, not just for the Philippines, but for all who rely on these waters for trade, travel, and survival. Escoda Shoal is the unseen front line, where this strategic battle of wits and endurance unfolds daily. Here, the struggle for sovereignty, resources, and security plays out, often far from the world's attention, but with consequences that ripple far beyond these waters. The BRP Teresa Magbanua is more than just a ship. It stands as a testament to the Philippines' resolve to protect its waters and people. At 97 meters long, this multi-role response vessel is one of the newest and most advanced in the Philippine Coast Guard fleet, equipped with state-of-the-art technology and designed for a wide range of missions. Named after a Filipino revolutionary hero, the ship carries a legacy of resistance and courage in its very identity, reminding the crew daily of the values they uphold. Its endurance is its greatest weapon, allowing it to withstand not just the elements, but also the pressures of an ongoing maritime standoff. The ship can stay at sea for extended periods, a crucial capability in a standoff where logistics, persistence, and presence are key to maintaining control and asserting sovereignty. Life aboard the Teresa Magbanua during these long patrols is a test of discipline, teamwork, and morale, as the crew adapts to the challenges of isolation and constant vigilance. The crew faces constant harassment, with every day bringing new tests of their resolve and professionalism. Chinese vessels shadow their every move, creating a tense and unpredictable environment on the open sea. The psychological strain is immense, as the crew must remain alert and composed under the ever-present threat of escalation. Yet the crew continues its work with professionalism, dedication, and a sense of duty that never wavers. They conduct regular patrols, monitor the marine environment, and provide vital support to Filipino fishing boats in the area, ensuring the safety and livelihood of local communities. They are not just sailors, they are guardians. The challenges are immense, but so is their determination to serve. The Chinese maritime militia often swarms the shoal, testing the limits of patience and international law. The Philippine crew must navigate this web of gray zone tactics with skill, restraint, and unwavering commitment to their mission. The presence of the BRP Teresa Magbanua has changed the dynamic at Escoda Shoal, sending a clear message of resolve and national pride. It is a symbol of endurance, a white sentinel holding back the gray tide, standing firm for the nation and its future. To understand the triumph at Escoda Shoal, one must remember the tragedy of Scarborough Shoal. In 2012, a similar standoff occurred. The Philippine Navy tried to arrest Chinese fishermen poaching in the shoal. China responded by sending its own ships. After a tense 2-month standoff, the Philippines agreed to a U.S. brokered deal for a mutual withdrawal of all vessels. The Philippines honored the agreement and pulled its ship out. China did not. The loss of Scarborough was a national trauma. The new mantra is clear: never again. The strategy at Escoda Shoal is a direct response to the Scarborough playbook. The Philippines is no longer seeking a mutual withdrawal. Instead, it is asserting its right to be there permanently. The lessons of 2012 are etched into the minds of Filipino policymakers and strategists. The memory of Scarborough is a painful one, but it has become a powerful teacher. The standoff at Escoda Shoal is not just a local dispute. The South China Sea is one of the most important waterways in the world. Over 1/3 of global shipping, worth trillions of dollars, passes through these waters every year. Any instability in this region sends ripples through the global economy. China's actions directly challenge the freedom of navigation, a core principle of international order. For the United States and its allies, the Philippines' stand is critically important. The actions at Escoda Shoal are a test of this commitment. Other regional players are watching closely. The Philippines' bold strategy provides a new model for how smaller nations can push back. Escoda Shoal has become a symbol of a broader international effort to uphold a free and open Indo-Pacific. Beneath the surface of the geopolitical struggle lies an ecological tragedy. Escoda Shoal was once a vibrant marine ecosystem, its coral reefs teemed with life, serving as a breeding ground for countless species of fish. This natural wonder is now a victim of the conflict. Chinese clam digging and island-building activities have caused devastating damage to the coral reefs. The fight for Escoda is also a fight for its very life. The Philippine mission has brought this environmental destruction to the world's attention. By maintaining a presence, the Philippine Coast Guard has enabled Filipino marine scientists to return to the shoal. Their research provides concrete evidence of the damage. The destruction of a vital marine habitat is something that concerns all of humanity. The coral's cry is becoming harder to ignore. The Philippines is not standing alone. Its bold stance at Escoda Shoal has been met with a growing chorus of international support. The United States has been the most vocal ally. U.S. naval ships have also increased their presence in the region, conducting joint patrols with the Philippine Navy. Support extends far beyond the United States. Japan, which has its own territorial disputes with China, has provided the Philippines with patrol vessels. European nations have also voiced their support for international law. This international support is not just verbal. There are now regular joint military exercises between the Philippines and its allies. Diplomatically, nations are forming a united front at international forums. The Philippines has masterfully cultivated this web of alliances. The struggle for Escoda Shoal has ignited something deep within the Filipino people. It has become more than a geopolitical issue. It is a matter of national pride and identity. For decades, Filipinos have watched as their maritime territory was slowly encroached upon. The current stand at Escoda feels like a redemption. This sentiment is visible everywhere, from fiery social media posts to patriotic songs and artwork. This renewed patriotism is a powerful force. Civilian groups have also mobilized, organizing supply missions for fishermen. The spirit of Bayanihan, the Filipino tradition of communal unity and cooperation, is alive and well. Escoda Shoal has become a metaphor for resilience. The Filipino people have a long history of overcoming adversity. The image of the BRP Teresa Magbanua holding its ground captures this spirit. The battle for the shoal is a battle for the Filipino identity itself. The events of September 2025 at Escoda Shoal will be remembered as a turning point. The nation is no longer just reacting to Chinese aggression, it is proactively shaping the environment. The BRP Teresa Magbanua holding its lonely vigil is a symbol of this new reality. The tide has begun to turn, not with a sudden crash, but with the steady, unstoppable force of resolve. The implications are global. The Philippines has provided a blueprint for how smaller nations can stand up to a superpower. The Philippines is demonstrating that the 21st century does not have to be defined by a return to spheres of influence. The path ahead will not be easy. The standoffs will continue. But something fundamental has shifted. The Philippines has found its voice and its courage. The message from Manila is clear and echoes across the waves. The Philippines has returned.